you are excited
Well,
to be here
let's
with me
see.
officially
As
on
in,
the show.
never a dull moment with you.
It's both parties who give the sex. So what are you doing? Like, don't lie down there like a log, baby girl.
You are faking it as if you are enjoying it. You are doing
Let her be misbehaving there. If you look at her, I will look at you.
Couples are not sitting down to identify what the underlying issue is.
Tell me just now, the thing that I will do to you when I come back, and you come back, you do nothing.
First of all, I will say to any special needs mom, you need to love that child. First of all, accept the child.
Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Abi, I should blow you powder. You know, I'm always mentioning this powder thing. It's original, though. If I play like this, you will just find yourself subscribing. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my safe space with Edna, and this is your Winnipeg host with the most. I'm back again with amazing episodes. I want to thank you. Honestly, I want to thank you for coming back to this channel, for always liking, for always commenting, for always sharing. I am so excited for this series, honestly, because we are going to be unpacking a lot of information. If you stay in and around Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, outside the globe, you are going to be enjoying everything we are talking about on this series. Before I go, yes, I have guests today. That's why we are in the studio. But before I go into introducing my guests, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Abi, I should blow you powder. You know, I'm always mentioning this powder thing. It's original, though. If I play like this, you will just find yourself subscribing. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? If you have not, please click on the subscribe button right now. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I honestly want to read from you. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your views. Comment on this post and let me hear from you. Do that right away. And finally, click on the bell button so that you get notified when I post up a video. How do you feel would you feel when you feel that, oh, I'm lost out, I've missed something? I want you to be getting the gist hot as I'm dropping it, you are watching it. So please click on the bell button and you get notified when I put up a new video. Now, I have guests in the house. Oh, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. You'll meet two guests today. And before I introduce that topic, let me first of all introduce my guests. Today with me is Asabe. Asabe is a mom. She's a career person. I'm sure she's going to go into business one way or the other in the future. But for now, she's a career person. She's a mom and she's a wonderful wife. And I've known Asabe for a long time. I knew Asabe when we were in Nigeria. And that is why this topic today, you're going to enjoy it. Because magic happens. Sincerely, magic really happens. So Asabe has been a long-time friend, and here we are together in Winnipeg. Yay! Thank you so much for coming on the show, Asabe. I have with me Tolu. Tolu is an amazing friend of mine. I'll give you the background gist. When I first moved, when I first relocated into Canada and I got my space, she used to live few doors away from my apartment. And I see her frequently. It's a big thing when you move to a new country and you don't know anybody and you finally see somebody that is black and you feel like, oh, should I connect? I know I talk, but I'm like, should I connect? Abi I should wait. Should I connect? Abi I should wait. And she might too. She likes minding her business, so we just pass, and all of that. But then I gave birth to my child, and somebody from outside came to connect us that are living few doors away from each other. Since that day, we became 5 and 6. Aww. This woman, the way she follows me, I'm like, hey, Mogbe, so what did I put in my head? What did I use to bath? Is it love soap or dough? What did I use to bath? That she likes it. So the day she brought me gift to my house, I'm like, oh, so this is love. So please welcome Tolu on the show. Tolu, you're welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. I'm doing pretty amazing, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Awesome. How are you doing?
I'm good.
you're excited
Well,
to be here.
yes.
Let's see officially
As
on
in,
the show.
never a dull moment with you.
It's not that one that we used to do back end. This one we have brought it to
Like
some
limelight. Exactly.
Awesome. Today's topic is something that I know a lot of people have been battling with one way or the other. And it's long distance relationship and relocation. Fine, they might be looking like two different topics, but those topics are interwoven, right?
Yeah.
Because long distance relationship, relocation. Long distance relationship, relocation, RR. So yes, before we go right into the topic, I need to get briefings from both of you. Why do people go into long distance relationship?
Okay. The whole idea of people maybe resorting to long distance relationship might be due to circumstances that they find themselves in. For one, if we come from the aspect of relocation, we understand that sometimes in some families, sacrifices have to be made where somebody has to go ahead, you understand, maybe to more like prepare the way or something of that sort. And then you find out that, okay, I will go and then you guys can come afterwards. That is a circumstance, or that's a situation that, can lead to long distance relationships. In the aspect of maybe people who are dating, they might connect on different fronts, and then maybe somebody visiting a particular city at a particular time, you meet someone, and then you have to go back to your base. Via technological, and what have you, you want to keep in touch. That can also form, the whole aspect of long distance relationships. So circumstances might just push people to, I'd like to try this out. I'd like to see how far this goes. I'd like to test the waters with you and let's see how we can make this work. So that is one aspect of how people can decide, or why people can decide to go into long distance relationships. Another one is based on the fact of, I want to be committed to this thing we have. I want to show you, I want to tell you how loyal I can be, you understand, to what we have. Maybe you share a common interest and what have you, and then you're like, I can walk this walk with you. So people can decide to go into it, and then it comes with a lot of things, or I won't lie, it's not easy, to say the least. But that is those are one of the reasons that people can, choose to go into long distance relationships.
You know what, Asabi? I'm going to come back to that lawyer that you mentioned.
Putting me on the spot,
I'm going to come back to that lawyer that you mentioned. But let me go to Tolu for now.
Okay.
Tolu, what prompted your decision to relocate? I know this is hitting you directly. So rather than ask you that, why do people relocate? Of course, the general reason is for greener pastures.
Yes.
Right? There's something missing from where we are coming from.
Yeah.
And we feel that where we are going, they can offer us what we are looking for, right? So that's like the very, very paraphrase reason why a lot of people relocate. But I'm going to be hitting you directly. What prompted your decision to relocate? And how did you feel in the days leading up to you leaving? Was there excitement? I mean, for most people there is, but for other people there is some kind of longing. So how was it for you?
Okay, so let me start with the fact that initially I didn't want to relocate.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think I've always been of the opinion that, and I'm sure a lot of us would probably also have that mindset that I don't want to relocate. Wherever I'm coming from, it's my safe space. Then I'm going to get married, and if there's a need to travel, it's just be like vacation. Me and my husband and my children. So I think I've always had that in mind. But I think the first thing that actually made me to decide to relocate was I was tired of my job. So I was working in a financial institution. I started working early, I think, as early as 22 or something like that. So, and I was in the sales department. So I think at some point I was under pressure. So I had moved from one bank to another, and I got like a bigger position, and it just felt like the pressure was on me. And I think at that point, a lot of people were relocating. For me, it was so bad that when I was going to move to the other organization, I was going to have the interview with a few of my colleagues. At that time, all of them were like in the pool planning to relocate. And I remember one discussion that we had in the car was, I think somebody was like, oh, this is literally like the interview, the company we're going to was like plan B maybe plan B or plan C for them, and plan A was relocation. And for me, I remember I just said it casually. I said, no, relocation is not in the plan for me. Maybe that's like plan D. So my plan was go to the other organization, have another master's degree, get married, all those things. So relocation was not in the picture. But I think at that point, I got tired. And I knew I wanted to start again, but I didn't want to start here. So I was actually then, I can also say that my decision was kind of divine orchestration, because I remember I was outside, I was talking with a senior colleague then, and he said something. It was like, do I remember when the US was giving this lottery to people and how people made use of the opportunity, and after they stopped, it was difficult for people to actually get it. So he said he feels like that is what Canada is actually doing at this moment,
and
it might be difficult for people to get in later. So he said for him, it's just like having a second citizenship. If it doesn't work out well, is going to come back. So when he said that, I just felt like, okay, I can also have a second citizenship. It's not like I don't have the knowledge. I know that a lot of people are doing it. I know that a lot of my colleagues were doing it. I think I was in a relationship then too, maybe like a few years back, that my ex-then was also in the process, but I wasn't interested. So I know that there's a Canada, I know that there was a process, but it was not just something that caught my attention. So when he said that, then I was like, okay, I think I should also do that. So that was actually what I presented to my father, and I was like, okay, so this is it. It might probably not work out well, it might work out well, but let me just have this document. If there's a need for me to come back, then I'm going to come back. So that was what actually prompted my decision of for relocating. Then after I decided to do, then I just started seeing people that I look up to, maybe like my senior colleagues that I started with. Of course, we're now in different banks. Now, maybe I can just say something like, they're in the process. I'm like, you too? And it just felt like, oh, this is something I should probably do. And that was how I started the whole process.
So how was it, days leading up to you leaving? How was it for you?
I think at that point, my mind was already there. So I didn't care. And it just felt like I needed to. And again, me saying orchestration was because everything worked out fast for me. I started the process, I think 2021 December. It's so bad, I don't know if I'm probably opening my whatever year, but I didn't have a passport because I didn't even intend to travel. Passport was not something that I owned. It was because I needed to travel that made me to actually apply for passport, because of course you need it for IELTS. So at that point, when I made the decision that okay, I was going to try this thing, there's no pressure. I'd also told God, okay, give me what you want me, because I've had aunties that I actually reached out. I remember that there was one time I finished my master's, I think that was 2018, and I told one of my aunts that, oh, I finished my master's. I was expecting that she was going to say congratulations. The next thing she just said was, no, it's time for you to apply to Canada. My mom, I'm like, did I tell you I'm going to Canada? I said I want to marry. You're saying Canada. I said, no, we are not on the same. So at that point, so when it happened like that, I was like, okay, there's one of my uncles too that his like neighbor then relocated, and I remember I was asking him, why would somebody, a top manager in the bank, both husband and wife, why would they relocate? I know. So I wanted like, okay, if this person that I know is not interested in relocating, if I tell him that, oh, this is something that I want to do, and I see the support, then I'm going to know that probably this is a push for me. So I remember I told his wife, and she was so happy, and she was like, even my younger brother is doing it. I'm like, Jesus. So at that point, it just started dawning on me. So I applied. I think I wrote my IELTS. In fact, after my IELTS, the person that was taking me, I called him immediately. I was like, I'm sure I did not pass. Let's just apply again. And thankfully, I passed. In fact, the reason why I said it was orchestration, different orchestration again for me was because I think I did it in January. I did my West in January. March was like the general lockdown. So my West result actually came Tuesday. Then I think we had the general lockdown on Wednesday.
Wow.
My IELTS results came out the Friday before the general lockdown, and I realized that I passed. So during the lockdown, I just put in the application that whatever happens, of course, there's general lockdown, nobody is working. So I wasn't expecting anything. Then I think August, Canada just did one out of the blue draw. So they didn't pick me, but then they did the second one. That was September 2nd. I remember very well. I think September 2nd or 3rd, because at that point, my mind was already there. So I know I was like, oh, this is my birthday gift and everything. And that was how they picked me. And from there, the score just started getting skyrocketed, and everything just became difficult. That even people like my colleagues that were already doing it, I got to Canada. Most of them literally came maybe a year after. So everything was just like within the space of 6 months, and I could say maybe COVID also helped me. So at that point, I already knew that I needed to move. So everything, it just became that when it was almost time, I was so interested. I was ready. I was just getting everything available. And also, I think at that point, I was now interested and seeing a reason why I should actually move.
Oh my goodness. That was so expository. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I think your story kind of resonated, part of your story resonated with me, in the sense that I always have this feeling that I'm not going to live in any foreign country. Maybe I would say that the backstory would be, I don't want any pressure of racism. I don't want to live in a foreign country where I become second class
citizen, or a place where you don't feel welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Within my people that say black, who can but in a foreign country, we are going to go into the cultural shock and every other thing. So for me, I always had the opinion like you that it's only vacation, no. We are going to do outside country.
Just make money. I want to spend it.
I swear. And I felt making money in Nigeria is easy.
I think
becoming rich is easy. You escape a lot of things.
I believe so.
You didn't just say that.
You kind of escape a lot of things. And then you make a lot of money.
True.
And you just, if not for the crazy foreign exchange that we have going on, you just make your money, go outside the country and flex.
I agree. I feel like people are still making that money compared to how it's easy to make it here. But in Nigeria, it's actually very sweet. I like I said money is sweet in Nigeria. Like,
sweet to make,
it's just easy
sweet to spend. Because there are several things that will present themselves to you, like,
I'm telling
you, spend this money. You get so.
Feel that,
I know.
I watched wasn't it on Instagram where somebody was one guy, one popular. I don't want to mention his name. One popular influencer. Let me mention him, Solomon. He was saying that when you go to the celebrities, find it difficult to live that classy life when they are outside the country. And he's not wrong.
Yeah, true.
Because Western countries is a leveler.
Yeah, a level playing field. Yes.
So whether you are coming with Lamborghini from your country,
when you come here,
the moment you come here,
you have your bus pass. You have your bus pass.
All of us.
Oh my God! I see.
You must get your credit score rating.
Like,
you want to buy
oh
anything.
my God!
It's just
Oh, no.
It's
truly
a leveler.
I agree.
It is.
And
It is.
I tell people that every person you see moving to a foreign country, they were not hungry.
No. Edna, the thing is,
Yeah.
for you to save up, to have that proof of fund alone.
That you need to move.
Funny thing, I saw yesterday that they've increased
Yes,
how much you should have now. It's now $17 million. 17 million naira per family. Well, depending on the number of people in the family. So, for you to say you are putting that amount of money in an account because you want to relocate, you're not hungry where you're coming
You
from.
are not hungry.
You're not.
When I was working at a particular organization, and myself and my colleague were gisting, and she was seeing my pictures of when I was in Nigeria. She was like, you a queen, no?
It's Canada that is not making me show myself.
Like,
Canada.
no.
All of us, we are queens and queens and kings where we are coming from.
You know, sometimes even Google will make you go back in time, will remind you, and you'll be like, and maybe this.
When we start deals with you alone. Don't
Anyway.
let me go. Let me calm down.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you, Asabi.
Okay.
You mentioned loyalty.
Okay.
When you were talking about long distance relation, we are going to marry this topic. You mentioned loyalty. See, I have first-hand experience when it comes to distance relationship. Well, it was distance, but it wasn't for so long, right?
Okay.
Because we're already in marriage. So I came first, like you rightly mentioned. Some people will come first to settle the ground, and then the family joins. So I came first with my pregnancy.
You tried.
Like, I give it to her.
I came first with my 10-12 weeks. I was 10 weeks pregnant. In fact, if I share that experience, it's going to take a long time. But that's another gist. That's a gist for another day, right? Don't let's remove the cat out of the polythene bag. So I came here with my 10-12 weeks pregnancy, and I more or less wet the ground for my husband and my kids to join. But it took 8 long months before they were eventually able to come, because of the approvals and all whatnot, before they were eventually able to come. So when I say I have first-hand experience when it comes to long-distance relationship, I do. And this is where I'm coming from, the aspect of loyalty.
Okay.
For those who have married, because this thing happened here in Winnipeg and all around the world. While we are based in Winnipeg, we are not just focusing on, we are talking about Winnipeg gist and everything, but we are not just focusing on our geographical location. We are also spreading the tentacles because this happens everywhere worldwide. So we have people, residents here in Winnipeg, who are currently in long distance marriage, long distance relationship. Either, like you said, the fiancé or fiancée got the PR or got the opportunity to come here and leaves the other partner. Or they're already married and maybe one comes. If it's PR for both though, it's still smooth because both the family can eventually come together. But we have cases where the husband stays back to work. And you cannot really fault them, because imagine somebody that is already going to his 50s and you are telling him to come back to this country
to come and start
starting all over. We are going to talk about that.
Yes.
Let's pin it.
Yes.
So you see those people remaining back in their home country while the wife and children are here, or probably the wife is here, the husband and the kids are back home. The different scenarios like that. Where does loyalty come into play? That cheating does not occur, because you see this body, firewood though. My sister, when you have hot pillow for 6 months, pillow is not looking normal anymore. How do you think people should be able to what's that English now? To be able to navigate that particular phase. Because for some, they don't even know how long it will take. I've had people who their spouses they've been separated because of this relocation reason, right?
Yeah.
They've been separated for 2-3 years. And then I'm like, is it that
like
so naturally, women, I'll just give a tip of that. I'll let you broaden that. I feel women have a level of self-control. But then men, I'm not abusing people. But then men, you know,
let them speak for themselves.
Like this. I'll be like, huh? Not like that.
Not all, anyway, Edna.
I agree.
Not all.
I agree. And I'm person, huh? What's that bum? So, how do you think couples or people in relationship can navigate that
and manage the whole idea of being apart?
Yes.
Okay, honestly speaking,
bringing sex into play here.
Okay, bringing sex into play. Honestly, it's not a walk in the park being far apart. And with all the instances you gave, maybe, somebody being here, the other person being there, might be maybe due to visa issues, or one person chooses to stay back in Nigeria and work while the other party or maybe the other part of the family, they are here. Edna, I've been there. And from personal experience, it was not easy. Like, we have PR, and it's not a thing of say, oh, I had to go ahead. We all came. But my husband wanted to still go back. He had not gotten a wing of it that, oh, I am here to stay. He hadn't come to that understanding and that realization. So coming here was more or less like, okay, you are here, you're going to start things on your own and be able to navigate and find your way around. He went back, and basically it took a lot of strong communication, because believe you me, communication, unwavering trust, and emotional resilience are the bedrock of long distance relationships. If you do not have
Come again.
Okay, unwavering trust, emotional resilience, and very strong communication are the bedrock of long distance relationships. You can't boast of having a long distance relationship if you do not have those three things in check. Number one is trust, because if you are here and your spouse is in like miles away, thousands of miles away, and you are having that fit, like, okay, what's he doing now? What is you get, or when he doesn't pick up the phone, you are like, okay, I know he's so and so, or he even eventually when he picks up and says, oh, I am here, you're like, no, let me see, change it to video call, or all those stuff. You will kill yourself. So the bedrock of long distance relationship is trust. And speaking from my own experience and my own marriage, I trust my husband, and he trusts me too, to an extent. And that's me saying it proudly, because from the beginning, we had already established that fact that, okay, come what may. What am I even saying? Before we even got married, we were in a long distance relationship. I lived in Lagos, he lived in Ibadan. And coming from a home where some things were frowned at, you can't just wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to see it. It didn't happen in such a manner in my own during my own upbringing. So it was more or less like longing to see him, longing to be there, longing to have that one-on-one communication. Sometimes it was stifled. So to keep that aspect of loyalty in check, a situation where you are constantly keeping in touch, you are it's as if the person is even here, even when the person is not here. That should be the scenario that should be painted when you are talking about loyalty. In the fact that even when the person is not here, you can actually tell that, oh, I know the person is sleeping now. I know the person is at work now. You get? And that's because of the frequency you communicate, the frequency at which you tell each other things. He knows that, was this not the dress you wore yesterday? Why are you wearing it today? Because you have seen yourselves like a couple of times, even in one day. Then the fact that you are open to yourselves when it comes to that aspect of being lonely, being needy. Unfortunately, there is an extent to that sex part. But I think it can be helped in the sense that we can try not to make that length of time so long. Believe you me, we can actually make the sacrifice of maybe showing up. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes. You can make that sacrifice. Because even we have, like, in my church, like, there was a time we're having this marriage thing, and people were sharing their opinions, even in the church. As you come and hear issues about marriage, you'll be stunned. So there must be an effort on both ends for people to at least meet halfway. You understand what I'm saying? For couples in marriages, you can't, I don't think it's right for you to just be alone or away from your partner for that long a time. 1 year, 2 years, come on. Like, seriously? So what do you expect the other party to do? Even if loyalty and trust are in the picture. I don't know. For me, I'm not one that subscribes to using all those sex toys and what have you. It's not my thing.
Hey,
I can't speak for other people anyway. Yes. It might work for other people, but I don't think it can work for me. So in my own scenario, my own case, my husband was coming like every 3 months. Wow. Yes.
Amazing. That's commitment.
He was coming like every 3 months.
Yeah, that's commitment.
The money.
Yes.
The money was the money was not a small thing. I tell you. The flight, the whole, you know how far it is from Nigeria down here.
That's like a long.
It's a long trip. You understand? So so to keep that fire burning, to keep loyalty in check, to keep trust on the very, very high level, there must be a time where you meet halfway. At least if you meet in 3 months, you hold body till the next 3 months. You get, so that for me, I think that's where, when you now talk about how to maintain loyalty, there are some things you just need to do, sacrifices you need to make, you get efforts, you need to just go out of your comfort zone, you need to do some things, else, you will just hear one day that your neighbor that used to come and help you change bulb is now
changing the bullshit. Changing other things.
This is not something to encourage people to go down that level. But I'm telling you the fact that if you can speak to your spouse, your partner, and there can be a level playing field where you meet and you be like, okay, it might not even be coming to Canada. You can meet somewhere, go on a trip together, meet there, then you find your way back to your base. You understand? I think that would help. So
let me mention what she's not wanting to mention very well.
What?
Because you know that I said that I've also experienced long distance relationship.
Okay.
In my we did phone sex, so my brother and sister in the Lord, we did phone sex because imagine a pregnant woman. There is a point where you feel horny now, what's happening?
Yeah.
Almost 9 months is over, nothing is going in and going out. Am I a second virgin? So we did.
Wait, you're looking at she's a character.
You don't know phone sex? Okay. Let me
Edna will teach you.
You will carry phone like this. And you will look at each other's body parts and begin to touch each other with the imagination that
you're touching the other person.
You are touching the other partner is touching you. And you make sounds. It sounds very gross, like how I'm saying, ooh.
But it worked.
Right? Nobody is touching me. But it worked. Like my husband will say, okay, show me so part, and I'll show him. And he will say some naughty things, and my imagination just goes, oh my goodness, And so before you know it, I'm already oohing and eyeing and blah blah blah. So yes, we did for us what worked for us. for that period of almost like a year of being apart,
Mhm.
especially because of the condition I was in, was phone sex. No, the tummy was covering the vagina, but nevertheless,
Oh God,
we
Edna.
carried the phone. And
Nice.
Any question?
I have.
Now you understand it perfectly.
I do. I just have questions
Good,
actually,
good. Let's
because
go.
I think I have friends that their husband has not been able to, probably because of what they use, the kind of document that was used to enter. They've not had the privilege to go back. And I also have like my friend also got denied so many times, so they've not had the privilege to see, even when they tried to want to say. I think the last one, the rejection that she got from the university was so devastating. And also in that aspect, what do people do? Then in the aspect of the phone sex, is it also not encouraging? Is it going to be satisfying for the length of the period that you guys would not see? Or is it not going to encourage? I feel like because for me, I'm single, and I feel like something that I try to do to prevent me from having such thoughts is trying to block whatever it is that might be an issue. So of course you watch movies that you see some things. On some days you watch them, and on some days you feel like, I don't think I'm strong enough to undo this. On some days, of course, there are movies that you want to see. Then also trying not to have such conversations, because I know that it's not going to lead anywhere at this moment. So I'm trying to say that having those type of sex conversations is it going to help most people also? Because, or is it that there will not be that decision that they should make it like a regular point of thing that would be done, so that, because I feel like it's not going to also open that person for more desire? Is it like satisfying? I don't know. I'm just those are like different thoughts that were just coming. I don't know that you saw me that I had questions.
Yeah. The question was like, what's going on?
Like she was lost.
Like, think in so many ways.
Okay, you would answer the one about the phone sex anyway, because you brought that up. Okay, about couples that are, far apart.
Yes.
And, a lot of factors and barriers have made it impossible for them to meet. Honestly, it's a very, very unfortunate situation. Like, I really don't know what to say. Because if she can't go, he can't come, I don't know, honestly. I think what they can do in the meantime is maybe do things that can take their minds off. You understand? She can, I don't know, exactly. She can get busy, get a new hobby, be around friends, you understand? But they still have to establish that communication.
Yes.
And they still need to build that trust. It will take divine intervention. In a situation where they cannot see themselves, it will be very difficult, but I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's not something that can actually lead to something good coming out eventually. I think they will just have to be hopeful, honestly. But I'm speaking from my own perspective as someone who is married and who was in that. It was pretty easier for me than this scenario you just painted. I just wish them the best. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
I agree with you to an extent.
Yeah.
And this is why I would say that. You see, it's easier for us to talk about these things compared to when you're actually
in the situation.
In main situation.
Yeah.
I can imagine that lady or that man being in that situation is looking like all hope is lost.
Yeah.
And it's looking like what is the next line of action. Imagine somebody that's been banned for 5 years. So does that mean that for 5 years nothing is going to happen? Because I have situations like that. I have people who are in that particular scenario. They've been rejected, and finally the husband banned for 5 years.
Wow.
So what then happened to both parties? What happened to the woman? And there is already, shaky grounds between both of them. Oh, I'm suspecting my friend is, entangling with my husband, that kind of thing is already in the air, and now, bam, 5 years back. What then happens? Because take it or leave it. If they eventually see themselves after 5 years, there is no that kind of camaraderie is not there anymore.
Yes.
There is a level of distance. There is a level of getting to know each other. It's just like almost a stranger face again, compared to somebody that you have gotten close to in the last 5 years. So it's a very difficult situation. And it also depends on the sexual libido of both
parties. Yeah.
If the discussion I had when we were treating sex and passion, myself and my guest, we were talking, and we said, she said that she realized that the older she got, the higher her sexual libido. I said, bam! It's happening to me. I thought it's magic. I thought I was the only one, so I decided to shut up. But I mean, checking by, I won't say statistics, but from the few information flying here and there, and from the few researches I have done, I realized that some women, the older they got, the higher their sexual libido. So imagine a lady who has been together with her husband, and almost every day knacking happens. Suddenly, they've not seen each other for 2-3 years, no knacks, and her libido is increasing. And you're telling her to get busy with life. Which life?
Well,
that will be a comfortable solution. It's not a lasting solution. Because by the time she gets busy with life, and then you cover me now, you cover me as somebody, you told me to watch The Idea of You. And I'm like, I want The Idea of You. I was like,
okay, that movie, right? I still saw that movie again. Like,
you made me watch the movie.
So I pioneered you guys. There are
lots of people that I have recommended this movie to,
because I think you posted it.
Really?
And I posted
No.
So the hairs on my body was literally standing from just kissing alone. So imagine somebody in that state watching that movie. Oh my goodness. Wherever the prick is, on the road, on the streets, everywhere, let's just do something. Because at this point, reason is not coming in. What is coming in is, I want to be satisfied. I want to be sexually satisfied. The hunger, the thirst. How does that satisfaction happen? Now, for me, phone sex was satisfying because I've conditioned my mind.
So I think it's a thing of the mind.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I've conditioned my mind that, I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not promiscuous. I cannot be jumping from one pit to the other. So it's not a matter of jumping from one man to the other. How many do I want to jump? Right?
Even with belly.
With belly. With belly or without belly. How many do you want to be jumping on? So I condition, because I'm trying to put myself in the position of the woman who is obviously not pregnant, right? But she's in that situation. How many sex do you want to have? And with who? Right? Because when you see, you're about to say thing about in your deep rooted shallow valley where you are sitting, you'll be able to strategize and think, to what end is this? What is the end game of this? If I entered, because her adventure, she's dabbling with the idea, let me enter into a situation. Okay, so what happens? For how long? Am I going to marry him? No. If I'm not going to marry him, are we just going to be sex with benefits? Okay, if we do sex with benefits, our feelings get entangled, what happens?
Okay.
If my spouse eventually comes and we meet each other, will I say bye-bye? You know, there are a lot of things that you feel like, we'll cut it off. The moment my spouse comes, we'll cut it. It's a lie.
It's not easy.
It's a lie, because your spouse will come, but your eye will be outside, especially if the dynamics of sex has changed between your spouse and you, compared to what you have been enjoying for the past 5 years. there's problem. So conditioning of the mind was what worked for me. That this is the only avenue I can get my satisfaction. Whether I satisfy or I don't satisfy, I sleep, my sister.
That's it.
I sleep off from there and wake up. Tomorrow is another day.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I think that's just because I think what I really wanted is the mind factor, which can help everybody to stay true to their loyalty and their decision.
So for a lot of people, like you say, getting busy is a good part. You get busy, you get exhausted, you do a lot of things.
Before you know it, it's night, you're tired.
Begin to look for projects that is bigger than you. This one of the project that is bigger than me. That I used to overcome a lot of things. So look for something that you think you can dabble into that would take your mind up. And before you know it, 5 years, it has passed. But like you said, you made a valid point. Unwavering trust.
Yes.
Because you might be doing yours.
You might be doing your own.
And the other person
does not have this kind of advice. Watch it.
And that's where communication. Wait, and
you know how they used to say in LSD? Say NSP.
Share.
So that this advice is not just for you. It's also for the other partner. As we are telling you to get busy with life, Oga, get busy with life too.
Yeah.
Because I feel men just feel.
I do something.
And I do mine is the devil's workshop. Yes.
Busy.
Yeah, because I feel men feel that they have the monopoly of
doing whatever
they want and getting away with it.
Yes.
We have seen cases where you don't get away with it health-wise.
True.
You contract another disease.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing is that they are so wicked. Some know they will
and they would
and they come back and come and inflict
so
the wife.
It's
While
I don't know.
Some do not even know, but then they come back and inflict the wife. It's so unfortunate. So please, when we are telling the wife to get busy, husband to
get busy.
Get busy.
Let me proceed with you, Tolu. Thank you for that amazing question. There is a burning scenario in my mind that I'm going to paint out. But first, let me ask you, what was the cultural shock you experienced when you relocated?
Okay, cultural shock that I experienced when I relocated. I believe there will be a lot of shockers and shockies. But I think the first one for me was the working system. I don't know if that's like a culture, because I remember that when I started having discussion with my friends, I was always angry. Like, what did they do here that made them to get it right? That we've not gotten it right. You know, when you see something. So I was always saying that, and I'm like, calm down, see. And so that was because I see that one of the reasons why these things are working is the fact that there's accountability. Yeah. I remember, I mentioned I came like right after COVID. And I remember that because one of the ways in which God also settled me was that God prepared a home for me with strangers. So the people that I call my uncle and auntie now, I didn't know them prior to months applying to Canada. I was already booking Airbnb and a friend came and I was just jokingly saying to my friend that it's like your friend will sleep under the bridge in Canada because she doesn't have a place. And he was like, oh, that he has one auntie that while they were growing up, they were attending the same church and it feels like they're in Canada, they're in Winnipeg. Let him ask them. It's not like they talk regularly. Let him ask and see if they were going to allow me. And long story short, we are now family members. So I think during that period, it just received, because of course, in Nigeria, it's not like we have a mailbox that they drop in checks. So those were kind of the things that were shocking to me. So they just gave him, I don't know if you were here then, I think they said the insurance, MPI returned money to people. Like they just sent in that check to everybody. It wasn't like they announced it. It wasn't like, that people were expecting it. So they said that because during COVID year, a lot of people did, they were taking your insurance.
Okay.
A lot of people were not moving. So it's not like they repaired a lot of road maintenance.
Wow.
So they just sent, so that was like, so for me, I feel like that is accountability because nobody's checking you.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about it, which is not where we were coming from.
Yes,
so that was like a shock.
The government
to me.
will pay you.
Yeah, like they paid you back. So that was I'm like, what's all these?
Wow.
So I think that was something for me. Another one, which I believe everybody, is the weather and the change of time. Because I'm like, I remember my first 4 p.m. experience, the winter period, everything will be back. I literally ran outside. I'm like, what is this? What happened?
I know, right?
4 p.m. and everything. Then during summer to the 10 p.m. kind of. Then
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. People say maybe it's not true, but I think these people are actually kind. Maybe from my own experience, because I think another one was, I came in August, then they give this December package kind of
In the hamper and stuff,
So because I registered late, I was asked to come and collect it, which was a day to Christmas or so. So I went to and they were meant to close around 12 p.m. because it was a day to Christmas. I think I went kind of late. I got it there. My friend that was meant to come and pick me was running late. So I was waiting because I knew they were going to close by 12. Why did I go late? So it was normal for them to actually keep me outside.
Yeah.
Because my friend was not yet there. Because if I went all through, I think when everybody I tell this, I'm like, even me that was working in a bank, it's my closing period. Somebody is not saying the whole time, I will chase you outside. And the lady was like, so a group of people, they were ready to go. And the lady was like, no, that she would wait behind. That she come inside. Instead of, maybe it's not the weather, maybe it's the cold. And she waited. Every other person left. But she was like, no, she's going to wait. Had to bring out her laptop again. Started watching movie just to keep her busy. And I'm like, even me, that this person waited for a day to Christmas. You are coming to the bank to come and withdraw money. That is not possible. You are
they would have sent you an email now.
I'm in the front saying, didn't you know that we will go? And that literally did a thing for me. So it was shocking because I didn't expect that. In fact, I was literally telling everybody about that. So I think those are like some of the few culture. And I think another thing, just like you mentioned, this leveler kind of thing. Like there's no that much difference and everything within everybody. So I think those were kind of the things that were like cultural shocks to me. I'm also trying to think what could be.
I think for me too, most of it is what you've mentioned. The weather for one. The first Christmas I had, I was like, God, what is this? Like,
did you celebrate Christmas?
That first Christmas was even I don't know. My daughter was ill, my husband was not here. It was a day I just wanted to pass by, because everybody was just all jolly. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. I was like, what is merry about this Christmas? Like the weather, I can't go outside. It's cold outside. Inside, in fact, it was not an interesting day at all. Then when you talk about kindness, I think I've experienced that too, one way and in some instances. But some people will still tell you that it's better to mingle with your own kind and stuff.
Course.
But to me personally, I've experienced kindness. This thing you just mentioned now, please. Back in Nigeria, then they share hamper for una like that. Then they share hamper for una like that.
I think that got me around that period was, sorry to cut you short, was, I think then, so because I came, I had to apply for GST, HST. Then I got to know about the child benefit. I got to know about the rent assistance. Then I think it was that period that one governor in one place was giving pregnant women 500.
Hey.
I was so angry.
I tell you. Like, I don't know.
It's so annoying. When you see what you enjoy here, which is why I said a lot of people, the reason for relocation is you see something is working in another
somewhere.
place, and you feel like, okay, this aligns with my vision for myself, vision for my family, or vision for my upcoming family, and then you just want to move there, right? Rather than just remain on that spot and you see things that get you
angry. Should we talk about lights?
You won't even get
electricity.
You will not even get angry yet. Asabi, you won't get angry yet until what she mentioned now happens to you. You come here, you see all the benefits you are collecting, and then you hear that kind of stuff. You say, what the heck? What's going on right now? Here is the part of cultural shock I said it's born in my mind. You know, back in our home country, we are all from the same country, right? Back in our own country, those that are older than you naturally, sir, ma, this, that, whether you know them or you don't know them.
Yeah.
There is this hierarchical flow back in the home country. If they senior you. So that kind of expectation that, abro mi omo dada, blah blah blah. And then you come to a Western country where that does not happen.
Yeah.
It's a level.
Of course.
Your colleague is 65 years old.
And you're calling her by
Joyce.
Yes.
It has to be Joyce.
Yeah.
You understand? But your church member
who is
from your country.
Yeah, you attend Redeem.
You have to mention that.
You dare not.
No,
you dare not. I still saw a clip yesterday. I still saw a clip yesterday when a boy was calling his dad. You know all these children now with all these videos they create now and post online.
Yeah.
All these pranks. He was calling his dad. He said, Shay, could you pass me the remote, please? The dad was reading the newspaper and he said, what did you call me?
Shay.
What did you call me now?
Know your name.
And the guy was like, but I just told you to pass me the remote. No, what name did you call me? Be it as it may, Edna. And I know that, there's a saying that when you are in Rome,
No. Don't let us go to the family dynamics. That's a different thing.
Okay.
Don't let's go to family dynamics.
Okay.
Your dad should be your dad. Even for
No, it's not even about dad. I'm not even going down that route. But what I'm saying is there's the saying that says when you are in Rome, be like the Romans and what have you. But I beg to differ when it comes to that aspect. I beg to differ. I will not see someone who is way older than me. You understand? Like where we come from here in Canada, and I call you by your first name. No. I won't do that.
Yeah.
I will not even advise my children to do that. Yes. And then if your own children see me and maybe they just say hello, or they can't even call me my first name. You get? I will pause and be like seriously?
Yes.
So that one, that culture shock, I would say is acceptable you understand, but you also have to be observant of the setting you are in.
Yes.
To be able to, because I don't think.
Yeah, I want you to talk about that.
Yeah, I think I'm also with her on this because I was almost saying that I was literally almost going to ask you that. Should I call you? And I think that's why I've not mentioned anything because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
I didn't notice.
Entering, I'm like, can I use my yeah? Can I use my? This is a live video, and in my mind, I'm still saying if I use my, I'll say this one is too respectful. So I think I'm also of that opinion.
See the name.
Yes, Edna. So I'm actually of that opinion that it depends on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working in Nigeria. I was also working with this first name in an organization that is first name basis. But of course, there's still sir, there's still ma, there's still, even if you want to greet in our language, I will not just say, okay, so one of my guys' name is Ayo. I'm not going to say Ayo Karo. It is still going to be Ayo. Karo, so good morning, Ayo. So, but that respect, that honor, whatever it is still there. Because of course, these people are actually older than me. So I need to respect and also, and I believe that is what I brought here. So to my colleagues, which I know that if I use probably Salma, it might look somehow to them.
Yeah.
So I would not. I just, hello, Michael, leave it there. But to our people, to our people, which of course there's always today, man. Because I even remember that there's I was chatting with someone. She's here, but we knew. Okay, that's like that my uncle's neighbor. We knew each other then in Nigeria. So I think we were working in the same organization. So she sent me a message. Like I think she wanted to ask if I was in the office or something. So I was like, I'm not in the office, ma. And she was like, you still not dropped this year.
I know, right? I don't know.
She uses it a lot.
Really? I have friends who still use it.
So
Who still say, and I'm like,
don't
why
think
no?
For some people, like
It's nature.
it's just
It's just
not
the way
even
it's our
just-
upbringing.
upbringing.
Yes.
To me, I don't think saying it out of let me just say it. I feel like it's just
inbuilt.
the honor that I
Yeah.
bring to the person. I see this person and I honor if whatever it is that this person have, whether this person is older than me, whether the level of graces that this person brings, whether this or that, I honor it and I just don't just use it normal. I don't just use it anyhow.
Yeah.
So I use it and I still continue to use it. But in a situation where it's an organization that frowns at it, then I talk, but I'll see even my tone still comes with the respect and honor.
But aren't there times that sometimes, even to the, in your place of work, you might be carried away and like maybe if you're called abruptly, like I noticed that sometimes I would just say, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And I'm like, and then I'll just realize like, they don't need that.
Yeah, for me, I've worked mostly remotely.
Oh.
So it has always been a chat kind of things or like a meeting kind of thing. So it has
I
worked.
believe you dissected this part very well. And I will wrap up this particular segment of that question with the fact that we should not let our culture die.
Yes.
Yes. True.
The fact that we are coming into a new setting, whether you were born here, whether you were bred here, whether you were brought here when you were little, whether you came here when you were an adult, that cultural part of us should not die.
Yeah.
Yes, it is first time is obtainable here, right? But at the same time, there is a culture that has worked for us.
Yes.
The good thing is, while it was much more intimidating back home, because as a younger person you had no say. Whatever they tell you
Now
is
it's
the final.
over.
Yeah.
That is not obtainable here. The fact that I'm using or ma or sa for you does not mean that
You can just
you
control
can give me final
Yes.
word and I go with it.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, we have realized that older generation can make mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And they have gotten away with those mistakes because they feel that they are not accountable to anybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Gen Zs and Gen Alpha are bringing accountability.
That was another cultural shock that I had. The fact that the younger ones here, that they grew up here, they built in that confidence.
Yes.
And that
From a
lack
very
of
young
fear. I
age.
remember that so one of my auntie's friends at some point, our children were coming to stay because I was working from home.
Yes.
I think you know one.
Yes.
So the elder brother, there was one day I asked him something, and the way he responded with confidence, my Nigerian son said, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah. You'll be pushed to be like, and to an extent, you might think it's being disrespectful, but they don't see it like that.
I'm telling you, I have this particular challenge with my older daughter. You know, she will say some things and she will say it, jokingly. And
Yes.
I'm like,
I tell
I
you.
did not dare try.
I know, right?
And you are talking to me like this. Don't just say Edna.
Calmness. I have to talk to myself. Like, it's a different system.
She's not seeing it from
Yes.
she's not.
Her generation
No.
does not know any. Fine. They understand the Nigerian mom concept.
Yes.
But her generation is like, there's no big deal.
Yeah.
Why are you
can't
making?
break them.
So
Don't break them.
their
Yeah.
problem. But that's another aspect to unpack. Let's go to final words because we sleep here today.
Oh my God.
Let's go to final words.
Okay.
Do you think that long distance relationship lasts? If you do, what would be your final word to partners, both unmarried and married, that are in long distance relationship? What would be your final thought? But first, do you think that LDR, does it last?
Honestly, some do, some don't. It is more or less what has been inbuilt in that relationship that can determine whether it will last or not. And I will still go back to what I said from the beginning. When there's trust, when there's that communication, the way we need to overemphasize it, I don't think we have done that. We've not done justice to that. If the whole aspect of communication, trust, and being emotionally available, if those things are lacking in one area or the other, there's no point being in a long distance relationship. If you don't have that strength to be able to mentally position yourself to be okay, you understand? Even when that person is not there. And be it as it may, long distance relationships have several advantages. You get, there's the area of independence, there's the area of self-growth when you are not with that person in that particular space. But it also has its own disadvantages. You get loneliness, what have you. We've already dissected a lot of that. So in some aspects, they last. I am a testimony of that. My long distance relationship led to marriage. You understand? So it can work. While in some aspects, if you see or if you know it's not going anywhere, please don't punish yourself. Don't punish yourself. Perhaps it's not even meant to be and you are pushing it. I'm not saying you shouldn't try. I'm not saying you shouldn't, be committed to an extent. But if you sit down and both of you realize that you can't really handle it, and let me say, I'm talking more of the dating aspect. I won't say you should leave your husband, though. Please. So if it's in the area of, dating, you're courting, and being far apart is not working for you, please don't punish yourselves. Just let it go. But when you are married and you're in a long distance relationship, you need to work on the foundation for you to sustain it. Else, I don't know, even if you guys come together as you painted the example, things will not be the same. There won't be that connection anymore. You have to start from ground zero again, or the marriage might eventually crash if care is not taken. So it's it can work, it cannot work.
Thank you so much, Asabi, for that. Thank
You're welcome.
you. Final word regarding relocation. But this final word, I'll need you to wrap it in 1 minute or less. And is in the area of entitlement. For people relocating to a foreign country afresh. What are the final words as regards entitlement, whether to family members that are in the same city as you, or friends or people that are from the same country? That kind of mentality that, you should be able to naturally help me, or you are my sister, I should naturally be able to stay in your house for 15 years till I buy my house. So final words in relation to entitlement.
Okay, so in 1 minute, I'm going to say that entitlement, I'm just thinking, is that a positive aspect to entitlement? I don't know, but if in that aspect, entitlement is not good. As I was just going through the question and I was answering, of course we didn't touch most of it, but I think there was one part there of a question, and I remember that the only thing that was on my mind that I was going to say was contentment has helped me. So I feel like contentment is a key for everybody that would want to relocate. Then also don't be entitled to anything. We said that this place is a leveler. There's always, I think, like maybe, I don't know if I'm accurate, but maybe like 60% or 70% people might need to probably start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So some people come with the entitlement that, oh, I'm coming to Canada. You are also feeling that the government should provide. So you are being entitled, and it's blocking you from doing some things that you need to do. So you waste time thinking, no, I should have gotten this type of job. I was coming with this from that and that, and it's affecting your progress and growth. So I don't think entitlement is good. Have plans for yourself. This place that I'm going to, it's not, like we mentioned, it's easy to make money in Nigeria. This place, anybody that is allowing you is being sacrificial.
Yeah.
So see that aspect.
Please repeat that again.
Anybody that
you see, especially in the area of people who come to stay at your place.
Yes.
And because they feel that you guys are related,
No.
they feel
So you should accommodate them till
welcome.
It's a sacrifice. It's actually a big sacrifice that, if not well managed, the person that is giving that sacrifice
will regret it.
Because I didn't regret mine. I didn't regret, because so it was a thing of this thing that these people did for me, I'm going to pay forward. So I had that mindset. So anybody that feel like, oh, this person needs help staying, I bring them, I offer. Because of course I am in my own space. So I knew that there was one that was almost wanting to affect me negatively. So it's actually a great sacrifice. So please, I feel like entitlement for anybody should be erased. Don't be entitled to anybody's thing. Anybody that is entitled is somebody that is not grateful. That's why you think that, oh, give me idea. Why are you giving me $10 out of what you are collecting here? Why you like, you wouldn't, there's nothing that person does for you that is good. There's nothing that person does for you that is right. There's nothing that person does for you that you would appreciate. So I feel like when you are coming to a new place, even come with the mindset that, how can I be a blessing to this person, and not with the old that, oh, I want to collect because my sister is here, then that means I have the right to stay in my sister's house. You do not have the right to stay in your sister's house. Your sister has other things that your sister is also handling. There's children, there's marriage, there's bills, there's that your sister also needs to work for. So please, I just believe that when you are coming, okay, so what I told my father was, when I was going to relocate, because it was actually a struggle. My father didn't want me to relocate. My mother wanted me, my father did not want to. So that was a major struggle. And I remember I told him, I said, you can trust me that I'm going to make this work, and even if it doesn't work, I'm going to come back. And trust me that, oh, if I don't get a good job, I'm happy starting any kind of job, and in that process I'm not going to use it as myself. I probably go to school and get more things soon that will give me opportunity to so have that mindset. Why would you even have the mindset that I'm coming to somebody's place to come and be a chairman? Why are you not coming with the mindset that, okay, can I be with you for few days, then why I also try to sort myself out? Don't depend on people's property. Don't depend on people's life. Don't depend on other people's thing. So if anybody is coming with that mindset of entitlement, please erase it and just ask God to make a way for you. Ask God to give you people that, oh, don't just come with that mindset that, oh, because I have a sister here, then she has to do this to me. No. There's a need. There might be things that they will do for you, but they actually don't have to do it for you. They don't.
Awesome.
True.
You guys, we are gonna come back on this show, because you see, there are a lot of these aspects that we have not touched
at all.
We have not touched the part of singles who relocate. How easy.
I'm happy having this discussion.
How easy is
to cope.
To find a spouse in Canada or in their foreign country. So you are going to come back, both of you. And I'm sure that when I call you, you answer me. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
And this brings our show to an end. I know you didn't want it to end. We also didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
But believe you me when I say that we are going to come back and keep coming back and give you those hodges that are real life experiences in every person's life. And we feel that having these discussions are necessary, because the more we talk about it, the more we are impacting or touching each person's life and able to find solutions to navigate around it. So thank you so much for coming on the show. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing. Like I said, share.
Like,
Yeah, and
subscribe.
honestly, I want you to comment on this post.
Yes.
I want to hear from you.
Feedback.
Talk about your challenges. For adventure in the next episode, we might be touching on that aspect. But thank you so much for coming to the show, for coming on the show of My Safe Space with Edna. Till I come your way again, I remain your Winnipeg host with the most. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. I enjoyed the fact that, we treated two topics together, the long distance relationship and the relocation aspect. The topics treated are very intelligent and very, very enlightening topics, and what people, go through each day of their lives. Coming from my own topic that was treated, the long distance thing, is something that I have lived in, so it was easy for me to resonate and share my ideas, and I hope I did a good job. And in all, I wish Edna the best. The initiative is beautiful, and I believe it will only get better from here.
Okay, so for that, if I'm using my own experience to talk, I may not say yes or no, because just like I said, I didn't want to come because I was saying I wanted to get married. And now I think I'm here 4 years, almost 4 years, and I'm still single. But I remember that I was still, I don't know, I think I was casually telling one of my friends, which did like recently, that I gave one of my friends stupid advice, in the aspect that I believe I had that mindset of, I'm not going to, it's not easy to find a partner here, but I'm not going to run with that mindset. I believe that I'm a believer, and I believe that God can settle you. It's not about where you are, it's not about your location. So probably there's anybody that is thinking that I'm not relocating because I'm not married yet, and it's not easy to find. If the Lord is asking you to, please dead that idea, dead whatever. I believe is a might. So please dead it. And the reason why I said that is, I remember a friend of mine called me when she was going to relocate, and she had somebody that she was dating, but they were having issues. So when she called and we gisted, I was here like 1 year, 2 years before then, and I thought, I was like, try and make it work with this person, because it's not easy to find somebody here. And I used myself as an example, like, look at me, I've not gotten. But I believe that is lie from the pit of hell. So, and because of that, of course, she also has the right to make her decision. She went ahead, I think they had like their introduction before coming. But 1 year down the line, she got to Canada. It didn't work between the two of them. And I can tell you that my friend is now in another relationship, and she's literally meant to have gotten married maybe this month, but due to so she's probably getting married very, very soon. And she met the person in Canada. She met the person on a WhatsApp group. Somebody else posted that they needed something, and she didn't make the comment because she was looking for a husband. She just made a comment that, okay, if you need, so the person was like, I needed a cargo, and she was like, if you need somebody's contact, I have a contact. And somebody else now reached out that, can you give me the contact? And the somebody else that now reached out, they started talking, and the first conversation, they were on the phone for 4 hours, and now they are planning to get married. So, and that's what I'm saying, that I believe it is God that settles. It is not, it's fine. We can say maybe those things could be a factor, but it doesn't limit God from doing whatever He wants to do. So you can be in Nigeria. And so after I started saying, and even when I was in Nigeria, it's not like I was in a relationship. So it doesn't make any difference. So, and I believe that if God wants to settle, He's going to settle. And another thing that people say is, don't also limit yourself.
go out there, meet people. But I think the major thing that I'm still going to go back is the Lord that brings people. It is the Lord that settles. It is not because I'm in Canada. It is not because I'm in Nigeria. It is not because I'm in UK. We've seen people that were in Nigeria for years, didn't meet anybody. Then they traveled and they met within 1 month. It's just God that does the whole orchestration and bringing people's parts together. So that's it. That's what I'm going to say on that. So please don't let marriage limit you from doing what you need to do. Apply, submit your documents, write the IELTS, do whatever you need to do, and come to Canada. God bless you.